Welcome back to Ron's Rides, guys, and I have a special treat for you today. Today we are looking at the 2018 Maserati Quattroporte GTS. This is the first GTS that has ever been at this dealership, and I got a chance to drive it, which is awesome. The twin turbo V8 producing 523 foot-pounds of torque and 523 horsepower. This is the fastest car we have on the lot currently. This is the newest twin turbo V8 that's come out of Maserati. Now disregard the V8 that is in the Maserati Levante Trofeo that has recently been launched. That still has not been built yet. They're not starting them until summer. So this is currently the fastest Maserati we have. So right off the back, you guys are gonna notice this over the chrome has blue tape. This hasn't even been unwrapped. Like, we just got it and we just got through inspection. I mean, it still has the stickers, some of the stickers on it. I mean, if you come across here, it still has some of the stickers. We have not taken it to detail yet. I wanted to get this to you right away before I even went to detail. You just never know how quickly these things will go. And I did not want to take the opportunity to miss getting to, one, drive the car, and two, just display it for you guys while we have it here, because this is one of those things to where, since we only get one or two in its lifespan, depending on how well they sell them, you know, if I miss the opportunity, I might not see it again. So I had to get it to you right away. So excuse the dirtiness, excuse it not being completely ready. This is why, like I said, I just wanted to get it to you right off the back. So let's take a quicker look, or a more detailed look, at this GTS. Spitting off some quick facts about this GTS, you're getting a length at about 207 inches. You're getting a width without the side mirrors at about 76, I want to say 76 inches. You're getting a height of 58 inches and a wheelbase of 124 inches. You also have a top speed of 193 miles per hour with this car, and a 0 to 62 in 4.7 seconds. Your fuel consumption with this V8 is looking at about 17 miles per gallon. So this is definitely one that you're not going to be too friendly with on fuel consumption, so be prepared for trips to the gas station. So the biggest difference you're going to notice is this twin turbo V8. All the rest of the Maseratis that we have, besides the Gran Turismos, are V6s, and the V6s are twin turbo V6s. That naturally aspirated V8 is in the Gran Turismo. So this engine is one of a kind, because this is currently the only engine that is in this model. So we have this twin turbo V8 only in the Quattroporte GTS. We do not have it in the Levante, cannot get it in the Ghibli, cannot get it in the Gran Turismo. This is the only way you can get this this engine layout. So this is a V8, 3,799 cc's. We talked about the max power, which is 523 horsepower. You also have a max torque of 524 foot-pounds of torque, and the max torque is around 2,200 to 3,500 RPM. Now, I myself thought that once they did the Gran Turismo replacement, that they'd probably move over to this twin turbo V8. Now, with the Levante Trofeo and having the 590 horsepower in that twin turbo V8, which, I mean, that's something that might be more desired than this engine. We'll see what happens, because now I'm wondering if this engine is going to be exclusive to the Quattroporte GTS and we won't get it in any other models, because we know we won't get it in the Levante. We don't know if we'll get it in the Gran Turismo, but then you don't want to put this kind of engine in the Gran Turismo if you have one that's more powerful. You know, I have a feeling they're going to push it to 600 horsepower for the Gran Turismo replacement. This is just my guesses. Let me know what you guys think, but this is a B7 engine. I'm so happy we finally get to see it in person. With the GTS model, you do have the different exhaust tips. They are the same finish, but they are a different shape. They're kind of more, say, rectangled off and fused together, kind of go into one, which looks really cool. They distinguish that from the base model Quattroportes or the S's or Gran Sports and Gran Lusos, you know, so you can tell that this one right off the back has the V8 engine that roars through these pipes, and it looks really good, really clean, really sporty and aggressive, and it matches the looks and sound of the car. This current model here is in Nero, which is black, and Nero also in the interior, which is the black with red stitching. And we'll open that up. This also has the carbon fiber trim package. You're also looking at the sport steering wheel with paddle shifters, aluminum pedals, sport seats with that red stitching as I mentioned. And you have your carbon fiber trim. You'll see the center there, along the middle, going throughout, through your door trim, as well on the rear door trim. Before we step inside of the Quattroporte GTS in the rear, I want to show you the soft close doors. This goes with the front as well, so the fronts are also soft close. But I just want to show you before we step in the rear how it works. Push it in, and watch it pull in tightly. We'll do that one more time just so you can see it. And it's fastened in. As we step in the rear, as all Quattroportes, you're gonna have ample room in the back. I am 5'11", and you can see how much space I have. Now, I was driving in this car before I even turned on the camera for this. So this is the driver's seat, and this is where I would be with my driver position. And you can still see how much room I have in the car. It's just tons of room. I've displayed this with the Quattroportes before, but I just want to see if anybody with interest in a GTS, show them, you know, the kind of room that you have with driving this car. You don't lose anything. It's the same as all of the Quattroportes. Now, not much more has changed on this. This is the GTS with the Gran Sport package. You can do a GTS Gran Lusso as well. So this has the Gran Sport front grille. You do have the bigger Trident because that does have the driver assistance package. So the technology is packed up front. But same thing, new LED headlights for 2018 for all of the Quattroporte models. So you're gonna get those regardless. But you do have the Gran Sport front end. You also come around, you'll see the Gran Sport tag along the side, which will come with all Gran Sports. And then the rear bumper, as we looked at, has the Gran Sport look to it with the honeycomb non-functional grille. That's the only part that bugs me, is the non-functional rear grille, but it's just there. But I mean, I see what they're doing. It's a sportier look, but I mean, you see, that's with the Gran Sport models. It comes like that. Well, it looks good. I wish it did something. A few specific options on this car would be the highway assist, which I'll show you in a second. This new for 2018, this is our first car with it. So I have to show you what that looks like once we actually figure it out. But it's part of that level 2 autonomous driving that Maserati is going into. I have a video coming out on that to explain it more as well. You also have the 20-inch Urano wheels, all right, with the summer tires. Those are Pirelli P0s, as most Maseratis come with. Normally you can do summer or all-season tires with these cars. Like all of the newer Maseratis, you're going to have the nice big heavy key fob. And when I say heavy, anybody who's held one of these or owns one of these know that this thing is a brick. It looks phenomenal. I mean, perfect. They couldn't have made a better key fob. It's kind of heavy though, but that's first world problems. You have your lock, your unlock, your lock, your trunk, and your remote start. I couldn't imagine starting this beast out of nowhere and hearing that noise. And then you have your physical key right here on the bottom left. You press this in and you'll slide it out. So we're just gonna open up the trunk here and show you the trunk space inside of the GTS. Pretty decent, pretty standard. Maseratis tend to have a deep trunk unless you're getting a convertible or a Grand Cabrio, shall I say. Then it's a completely different story. But the Quattroporte and Ghiblis their trunks are just super deep. I mean, look at how far back you can go back there, you know, and the seats do fold down. So that is a plus, because if you're sticking golf clubs back there or anything like that, you have the room for it. You do have your button right up top here to push down the trunk. Now you can either press this one just to close it or to lock it. We're just gonna close it. And voila. Now this does have the mode where you can put the key fob in the trunk close it and it will recognize that the key fob is still in the trunk, which we'll leave it there. We'll try to close it and it's gonna flash the lights at me and it's gonna open up on its own. See the lights flash and it opens up. So it would be forgetful proof or idiot proof, as you would say. I did want to turn on the lights and the hazards for you guys so you can see all the lights at work. Full LED. Headlights go in there, look very sharp, very crisp, which is where the LED comes into play. We'll go around to the rear. I didn't mention, but with that, as the Maserati models come with, those are 6-piston Brembo brakes. Come to the back. LED as well. Same shape as other Quattroportes, different from Ghibli's, different from Levantes, and different from the Gran Turismo. Stepping inside of the front. Now, what we're gonna do is start the car, because it is hot. So, press that twice. We're gonna press Sport and start it in Sport mode. And then go for it. Well, that sounds amazing. And as you can see, it already says Sport down there, so you know it started in Sport mode, stays in Sport mode. You can't do that with these cars. So, just being in the driver's seat right here, it just looks phenomenal. With the carbon fiber trim. You know, when you get such a radical model like the GTS, you kind of want, you know, some of the finer things in your cabin. So having the sport steering wheel and the paddle shifters with the carbon fiber and a classic black or Nero with Rosso stitching just really goes with the car so much. One of the things that I have brought up and mentioned, and I'm going to show you, but I can't demonstrate for you, there's a difference, I'm going to show you, not demonstrate, is the highway assist. This is new for 2018. This is something we haven't gotten a chance to test yet because this is the first car with it. I know that this does not work unless you're on the highway, and the car knows if you're on the highway, even if you're going 70 miles per hour. But it's kind of like an adaptive cruise control, but on the highway. It pretty much is how it sounds. You can pretty much press this and the car will drive for you on the highway. It's the level 2 autonomy. I'll get more into that because this is just briefly going over it. But once we get to actually use it, I'll go more into it. But also, which is a cool thing that you have here, is you do have a button to move the pedals forward and backwards. So there's a button, let's see if you can see it here. See it right there on the seat? If I pull this up or push it down, it's going to move the pedals toward or away from me. So let's do it now. See if you can see. I'll keep my foot there for reference. See the pedals moving? And they're moving forward, which is cool because you can move the seat and the pedals. Some vehicles, you can only move the seat, or some you can only move the pedals. It just depends on what kind of vehicle it is. You know, hardcore cars like the LaFerrari, the MC12, probably some Paganis or whatnot. You might not be able to move it because the seats are to the tub of the car, the carbon fiber tub, and you just move the pedals near you, not the seats. But this you can do both, move the seats and the pedals, which is really cool. An option that you can get on any of the cars, you can just option it in, just costs extra money, but really cool. Since it had it, figured I'd show you. Hopping in on the passenger side, you get your Maserati side sill on both sides, on all 4 sides as well. Hopping in, you have your Harman Kardon sound, as you will see right there. Harman Kardon sound for your sound system. Quattroporte printed nicely up here, just right above the glove box along this carbon fiber is just it's just great. You know, I said it's not for everybody with the carbon. Some people might like a wood trim, a Bono trim, or the gloss black piano wood trim. I love this carbon. It just looks so good. The weave just looks phenomenal. And you also have your Alcantara on the headliner and on the post here on the pillars. So that comes standard with all Maseratis. You will have Alcantara going throughout. But it's just a great spot to be in. I mean, you have tons of room up front too. I said I'm 5'11", and I mean, I'm stretching my feet. I can't even touch all the way up there. I mean, I'm barely touching it. I have a size 13 shoe, so my feet are big, but you know, the reach is just not there. It's just crazy. The Maserati touch control system is the same in all of them. Obviously, I won't go over it because I've gone over it plenty of times. You need to see my other videos. same Maserati touch control, 8.4-inch screen. This thing is super clean. I wish I had it in my Mazda, but 2017 and up, you're gonna get this beautiful system. And I mean, it's just, I'm envious of this. This thing is incredible. You do have your driving modes here, manual, ice, sport, and you have your suspension settings there as well. We're in sport because we want those valves on at all times if we can. You do have your traction off right up top here as well. Your gear select, if you wanted to go in manual, you'd put it in the M, you press the M button, and you would see it here. You can either shift here or use your paddle shifters. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you also have your parking brake there, electronic parking brake. Then for your controls and your infotainment system, that's there, everything there. Your cup holders are hidden here. Small cup holders, because that's what Italians do. Don't try to fit like a big gulp drink in there, because you know that's not gonna happen. You also have your door here just for extra storage if you want to put your license registration there or some spare change or whatever. I normally put my license registration under there on that side. And then in the middle here, your armrest opens up as all of them do. More cup holders, plugs there. And that's pretty much it for inside of there. Same, pretty standard for all of the Maserati models. Now what you're seeing in the back here, if you wonder, are the vent shades. These come with Quattroporte models, not Ghibli models. So you see vent shades keeping light out and kind of, you know, protecting your passengers. Same in the rear on both sides. You do have the vent shades as well to protect your passengers there. They are not in the front, so you will not see those on the front doors. You only see them in the back three of the rear. One of the cool things about the rear sunshade is it doesn't always have to block your view. You're wondering, oh, that rear visibility when I'm trying to put it in reverse. Well, once I put it in reverse, you watch what happens. It comes down automatically so you can see. And when I put it back in drive, it's back up. How cool is that? You do have a sunroof with this model. A lot of the Maserati models don't do panoramic roofs, so you'll get your sunroof over the drivers and the passengers, but you will not get it over the rear seat passengers. That's just how it works. You have a manual vent shade you can just close like that. You can also close it or open it all the way up and have it slide back and have the air naturally flow in as well. So here comes the painful part, right? Where the numbers are displayed. Your gas mileage, or fuel consumption, shall I say, and the price of the car. So for that V8 engine, what you're paying for, mainly in this model, you're going to be looking at $145,000. Now, this can get more expensive. You can get different wheels, you can get different options. As you can see, there's a long list of complimentary options which come with the car, but these are your additional options, and they're all driver assistance. And that's pretty much it as far as the options go, because you have all those that are included. You have your normal standard options as well here. 8-speed transmission, which is in all of the Maseratis now, and the sticker wants to just kind of move on its own because of that wind. But that's what you're seeing, and I don't know how well you can see that stuff, but after all is said and done, you go from 137 with options to 145. Like I said, I know they can get more expensive. You also have 17 total combined highway and city on the miles per gallon, and that is it, your 2018 Quattroporte GTS Gran Sport. So first impressions, what do you guys think of the Gran Sport GTS? Now, you've probably already seen videos of it and maybe seen it more in depth. This is my first time seeing it. This is the dealership's first time getting one. So I had to put it on camera. I had to share this with you guys, because anything that I find in this dealership, anything that I come across while I am working here, I'm giving it straight to you guys as soon as possible, at the best way I can. So this is it. This is the car. This is the power. This is the price. What do you guys think after seeing all of these things? I want to know your impressions on the car. Would you pay this much for the Maserati V8, the twin turbo V8? Would you rather have the naturally aspirated V8 that is in the Gran Turismos? Or would you rather have the Trofeo V8 that is in the Maserati Levante Trofeo at 590 horsepower, being the fastest and most powerful Maserati to date? Let's see what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully I did this video some justice, and hopefully I did this car some justice is what I really mean. If so, definitely give this video a like, and you gotta comment below, because I want to know what you guys think. Also subscribe to the channel for more Maserati Alfa Romeo content, because I have some good stuff coming for you guys I don't want to tell you yet. We have some inventory back there that you're gonna really love, so I'm gonna get to that next. It's gonna be soon, but I had to bring this to you right away. Let me know what you guys think. I will be talking to you in the next video. I want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to be blessed, and I want you to have a good time. Hopefully I brought a little smile to your face today. We'll see you in the next one. This has been Ron's Rides from Maserati Alfa Romeo Daytona. Peace.